Next thing I want to talk about is when you wake up. Now for me, and again, all these videos, I just want to keep putting out there, this is my journey. This is not me telling you this is the only way. There's a million different ways to get to the same spot that we're all trying to go. It's just maybe these videos will help you along the way. Use them as clues, guides, however you want to use them. Tools, they're tools. So I did a meditation with some friends, and after I did it, my Kundalini energy went straight through the roof. And I heard, "You're awake." And I thought, great, I'm awake. Like, what does that mean? You know, like, no idea. And that's when suddenly all this information started coming to me. I started going through the dark night of the soul. I was purging like lifetimes of emotions, tracing things back. And thankfully, from all the studies that I've done up until that point, I kind of knew how to manage everything that was happening inside me, because that's what I did for my job, was help other people. So now it was like, help yourself, which has been this whole year of just helping myself and reversing everything that's been done within me. But a big thing that you find out along the way is you wake up and everything's a lie. Like, everything you once thought was true, it becomes a lie. And you start realizing things that you thought were here to help you were not. And you start like discerning and questioning, and you get taken on this journey to start researching all these different areas, like about the government and taxation and, you know, every aspect. You're like, wait a minute, like, you were, you know, school system, like, you thought, oh, I'm doing this right thing, but really what is it teaching you is you go to school, you don't ask questions, you conform to society. It actually installs like one, competitiveness inside you. It installs fear and lack and low self-worth. I mean, we're grading people on a grading system. You know, if you get an A, you're a great person. If you get an F, you're stupid. That's not true. We all learn differently. You know, yeah, school for me, being labeled dyslexia, having dyslexia and a classic learning disability, I got put off to a side room and had to do classes kind of away from the group, and teachers would just kind of like pass me along because I was like the good kid. And I mean, that moment was like this huge traumatic moment because I was held back a year. I mean, it was like all these things that just kind of sucked, and it dampened my my self-worth. Really, like, and it wasn't until I got older that I finally was like, screw this, like, I'm tired of living with the stigma on me saying I'm not enough. And that's when I really started pushing against all this stuff. And now it's like, okay, well, yeah, I feel pretty accomplished. Like, there's anything that I want to do, I do. Once I got rid of those beliefs that I couldn't do it, I started creating the life that I wanted to live. You know, not like tooting my own horn here, but it took me until I was like 34 or 5 to actually go back to get a degree. And now I laugh thinking, I can't even believe I went back to get that degree, because that was like a joke too, right? Somehow that degree made me enough. I already had the design skills, right? But in today's world, if you don't have the degree, they're not going to give you as much pay. But now you just took out this huge ass school loan that's a crock of shit, and for somebody to say, oh, here, you're smart. But how many people do you know who have degrees and they're not even doing what they went to school for? Or how many people do you know that got the degrees and they suck at what they did? Like, it wasn't, they just did it because they thought, well, this would be good and this is a great way for me to make money, but my passion isn't in it, and there's a lot of people that are way better than me, but I need to do this. I need to do something to generate money. Why aren't we paying people to find themselves, to discover who they are, to you know, go remember who you are. Let's pay people to come back to humanity, to come back to the heart space, to live from that space. Like, what a different world we would live in. You know, we didn't need somebody to say you were smart. I mean, unless you're going to be like, but even the doctor, like, no offense, but my mom just got sick and my higher self is telling me she's having a stroke, and doctors are like calling it everything else until they finally did the MRI test and, oh yeah, shit, she had 6 mini strokes. Well, I already knew that. I knew that when I was bringing her in here because Source was telling me that. So if we're getting downloads and information from a higher source, what is what does that say, right? In no way am I saying don't go to the doctors, because I took her to the doctors, but if the medical professional field would undo the way they're thinking that this is the only way and open up to like a spiritual path, with the knowledge that they have, imagine what we could accomplish. Like, imagine what we can accomplish. You know who went like that? Big Pharma. They would totally hate that. They would completely, why? Because how much money is invested in that, right? And then let's not talk about the insurance companies, how that's all entangled in there too. My higher self loved showing me that path on even coming here. I thought, okay, well, for this one, I'm going to buy the little insurance package just in case, because I knew I was going to miss my train, and I did miss my train. And I said, well, I bought the insurance package, and she said, oh, you got to take that up with the actual company. I mean, it turned into this like total loop, right? It was a waste of money, and I still had to pay an additional like $40. And I just kind of shook my head, like, I knew better than to do that. Like, they're not set up to actually help me. It's just for profit. But in the end, if we really want to get to the root of the banking system, the money, they want all of our money. Like, it's not really that they want our money. What does it cause inside of you? It causes like fear and anxiety. If you don't have enough money, right? You feel fearful. You feel anxiety. You feel low self-worth. You feel like you were defined by, you know, the standard outside of you. You should have all these things and everything should be perfect. And I gotta stay here. I gotta do this. I have to live. You know, and you're like, oh, this is what you're feeding off of. Our lower vibrating emotions. It was never the money. It was never about the money. It was about like our state of being. That's what they wanted, to keep power over us. When you learn to actually break free from that, what power do they have? What do they have to feed off you anymore? You don't have those lower vibrating emotions in you anymore. They can't hold, you know, you in fear. You're kind of like, well, one way or another, it's going to work itself out because I have a God source that's with me, that's showing me every single step of the way. Someone that is with me actually has my best interest at heart. And it's not, you know, some other system outside of myself that was created to actually manipulate and control people. So just start asking yourself some really deep questions here. Like, what have you been programmed to think? Where did this stuff come from? I'm not saying you want to go live and be homeless and rebel against it. It's just like, okay, we'll start looking in other avenues, because something doesn't make sense. Something doesn't make sense at all. And when you start exploring that, you start realizing what it is that didn't make sense and why they actually want to keep you quiet about it. I mean, have you ever wondered why you have to actually submit your business to the government? You just like handed it over to the government. Or you have a child and you submit the birth certificate to that system. Like, here you go, now you can have my kid. Or you create an invention, but you got to get a patent. So you got to send it to the government first, right? Who's owning your shit? The government. Why are we doing it that way? I mean, really, like, if you invent something, free energy, something that's super amazing, give it to the masses and watch how everything starts transforming. If you have that capability, and I believe there's a lot of people in my family that are smart and they're engineers, and if they were to redirect this on doing something really amazing, wow, what they would create together as a family. Like, I can see that totally happening. We're all smart. We're all smart, actually. Let me just tell you that. We are all smart. So don't ever let anybody tell you that you're not smart. You are smart. Just remember who you are. It wasn't IQ smart. Oh, I have a high IQ, so therefore I'm smart. Yeah, I think that was the false belief too. We are all smart. Because then if you want to go off school IQ, oh, they would say I am stupid. However, I've figured out how I can paint anything that I want to paint. I'm a photographer, so I freelance in photography. I can design a website if I need to. I can do your email marketing. However, that's a whole scam too, so pay attention to that. All those big words and sale words, they just want your bottom dollar. They know how to play off your emotions to get you to want to buy something, because that's what we do. We're compulsive buyers. So keep paying attention to how you're being fed the lie. What is it, right? I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm a coach. I'm a healer. I do all sorts of things. You couldn't put me in a box to say, when people say, what do you do? But what do you do? I do everything. I do everything and anything I want to do. That's what I do. I live from my heart. I live from this space of authenticity. I inspire people to get out of the box and live that life, because I was once in the box, and I can just definitely tell you that on this outside, even though it's challenging and it's hard, I went through a lot of years of my life where it was challenging and hard, and yet I kept giving it to all the wrong people and all the wrong things. So this one, I feel it deserves the most out of anything I've ever given myself to. I deserve, Source deserves, God deserves, the source within me. I deserve to give that my everything, right? Because then everything lines up for you. Everything lines up for you, and it's effortless. The universe is like, here, you just had to be patient. It was like, we've been waiting for you for 43 years, right? You can't be patient a couple more months? I'm trying. I'm doing my best, right? Like, I am. I'm not trying. I am being patient. Take trying out your vocabulary too. Pay really close attention to the words that you use, because they really are creating and shaping your reality. You know, I will try means not really half-ass committing, right? I am doing my best. I'm doing the best that I know how to do, and I don't beat up on myself if I get it wrong. I don't, you know, to me, it's really important not to be a hypocrite, but I don't sit here beating up on myself. I don't do that. That's not something that I've ever really done, was to go inside and say, oh, I did this terrible thing, and now I got to sit here and wallow in it. And, you know, I might have done this like my early years, probably when I dated, like, with my son's father. It took me a really long time to get over that. But where I am now, and probably from 30 on, that's just not something that's even in my vocabulary. It's to go inside, to acknowledge what I did. Oh, I could have totally done better in this area, but I'm still here, right? So I have an opportunity to still do better, and to change it, and to correct it wrong, and to help in these avenues, to course correct. And that's what I do with you guys. I try to help you course correct by going inside to learn how to navigate through chaos. Because as you can see, Mother Earth and some artificial, I'm sure, weather patterns, everything's being shaken up. Now, I used to say all the time that Mother Earth was just like us. And if we hold stuff in for too long, we explode, right? We lash out, all this stuff. What do you think she's doing? She's been sitting, we're on her, and we have all this negative energy on her. She's got to let it out somewhere, right? This is why the rainbow comes out after the storm, because she's purged her chakras, that everything's in alignment. It's a release. So, yeah, she's affected by us just like we're affected by her, right? So we have to love her, love the galaxy, love the universe, love ourselves, love our neighbors. If you're not loving someone, you have something to clean up. Simple as that. Even when you're angry with somebody, I just try to find that space in your heart to send love to them. Like, it's that simple. Otherwise, you're binded, just like that centipede, you're binded to the problem. So I hope this video helps you uncover some truths within you, some truths that are going on outside the world. You don't have to get all screamy and angry about it. It's just, be aware, recognize, observe, know that it's there, know that you can do something about it. The more that we sit quiet and we just don't do anything, it stays the same way. What you can do about it is save yourself. What you can do about it is to go inside. What you can do about it is, because if they don't have anything to feed off of, you know, it's literally the saying, kill them with kindness. If they don't have any of these lower vibrations to feed off of, you starve them, right? Just like they're trying to have us do with taking our money and killing all the natural foods with chemtrails, trying to starve us and kill us off. Well, why don't you get to it first? Go inside, kill yourself, then come back and save everybody else. And that's what I'm doing. All right, thanks for watching.